Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take complex topics, pull insights from a whole stack of sources, and, well, turn it into a conversation. Today we're tackling something that feels futuristic but is very much happening now: AI. It's not science fiction anymore. It's already in your phone, your bank, hospitals, classrooms. But we're focusing in. How is this massive tech shift playing out in India? It's a nation, really, at a crossroads with AI. So we've gone through the articles, the research, expert takes, all asking this one big question. Is AI going to be India's greatest opportunity, or could it actually become a huge threat? Honestly, it's a vital question for anyone watching tech and global development, because what India does here, it'll have repeats everywhere.
Exactly. And that's what we want to explore for you today. We're not just giving you headlines, we're aiming to unpack the layers here. This deep dive, it's about laying out the potential, the real upsides AI offers India, but also the serious risks the country has to face head on. And critically, what concrete steps India needs to take. Understanding all these different angles, well, that's key for you to really grasp the whole situation.
Okay, so let's dive into that potential first. Why could AI be such a massive game changer for India? I mean, looking at our sources, the first thing that jumps out is India's position. Right now, it's already the world's IP hub, right? That feels like a huge head start.
It really is. It's not just a starting block, it's more like a launch pad.
Yeah.
This existing tech talent, this infrastructure, AI doesn't just build on it, it could totally transform it, open up completely new doors for growth.
And the sources spell out some pretty specific upsides. Jobs, for instance. New jobs, obviously. But there's this interesting idea mentioned: an AI multiplier effect.
Yeah, I saw that. The idea that for every core AI tech job, you get maybe 3, 4, 5 other jobs popping up around it.
Exactly, and not always where you'd expect. Things like AI helping traditional craft design, or annotating data for all the different regional languages, or using drones and AI for farming.
So it's not just Bangalore or Hyderabad benefiting. It could spread out.
That seems to be the potential, yeah. A broader sort of entrepreneurial wave, not just the big tech firms. And then there's healthcare. This feels huge, especially given India's vast rural population.
Definitely. Imagine AI diagnostic tools in a village clinic miles from the nearest city hospital.
Right, helping local health workers analyze scans, spot diseases early. It could literally save lives by just making expertise accessible, democratizing it almost.
Bringing specialist-level insight to places that just don't have it now.
And education, too. The vision here is personalized AI tutors, available in every language: Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, you name it.
Wow, that's ambitious.
It is. But think about bridging those education gaps, helping kids in cities, sure, but also reaching those in really remote areas with tailored learning, like a digital helper in their pocket.
A Shikshaak Mitra, a teacher friend, as you mentioned earlier. That's a powerful idea.
And looming out, the economic figures are just staggering. The World Bank thinks AI could add over $1 trillion to India's GDP by 2035.
$1 trillion? That's not just growth.
Yeah.
Well, it reshapes an entire economy. Manufacturing, agriculture, services, everything. And what's really fascinating, if you connect the dots here, is how these applications could empower so many people who've traditionally faced barriers. Think about the sheer scale. Better healthcare access changes millions of lives, especially where doctors are few and far between.
Yeah.
And personalized education in local languages.
Yeah.
That directly tackles literacy, skills.
Yeah.
Crucial for social mobility in such a diverse country.
Right.
The fact that AI can scale these basics, health, education, economic opportunity, that's why these details are so important for India. It's about using tech to lift up the whole society, ideally, not just the select few.
That vision is incredibly compelling. But, there's always a but. With all this potential, I keep thinking about the other side of the coin. What are the big risks? The landmines India needs to watch out for. It can't all be smooth sailing.
You're absolutely right to ask that. The opportunities are huge, yes, but the risks are just as significant. And this really raises that core question. How does India manage these downsides? One of the biggest, most immediate worries popping up in our sources is job displacement.
Yes. The automation anxiety.
Exactly. AI will create jobs, sure, but it's also likely to automate others out of existence. Think about sectors like BPO, business process, outsourcing customer service. These are big employers in India.
And even some IT jobs, right? The more routine coding or testing roles.
Potentially, yes. As AI gets smarter, even parts of the traditional IT powerhouse could be affected. It's a structural shift. Not just about losing entry-level jobs, it forces a massive rethink of skills.
Which leads straight to the next problem.
Yeah.
The skill gap. If the economy shifts towards AI, are enough workers actually ready for that?
That's a critical question. Our sources suggest probably not. Not without a huge push.
So you risk leaving a massive chunk of the workforce behind.
Precisely. And that widens the gap between the haves and have-nots. Technology benefiting some, while others struggle to adapt. It could really increase social inequality if it's not managed.
And beyond jobs, what about the misuse of AI? The darker side?
Well, there's misinformation. We already see fake news, but AI supercharges it. Think deepfakes, those incredibly realistic fake videos or audio,
Oh, yeah, those are getting scarily good.
and sophisticated scams, too. If AI gets weaponized like that, it could seriously damage public trust, social harmony, the very fabric of society.
That's a sobering thought. And there was another major concern flagged in the sources, more long-term perhaps, this idea of relying too much on foreign tech.
Yes, the dependence issue. Most of the really advanced AI, the big foundational models, like the large language models everyone builds upon, they're mostly being developed in the U.S. right now.
So India risks just being a consumer, a user, not a creator of this core technology.
That's the danger. And it's not just about paying license fees. It raises questions about digital sovereignty, national security even.
How so?
Well, if your core digital infrastructure relies on foreign models, are you potentially exposing your data? Are your digital pathways being shaped by outside forces and policies?
Right, you lose control.
You lose control and potentially your edge in innovation long term. You can't easily tailor the AI to unique Indian needs or values if you didn't build the foundations.
And that links back to the misinformation point too, I suppose. If the tools are built elsewhere.
It could, yeah. How do you ensure algorithms aren't biased or aren't easily manipulated in ways that harm your society? These aren't just tech issues. They are deeply societal, strategic challenges.
Okay, it's definitely a double-edged sword then. Huge potential, but also some really significant structural risks. So what's the way forward? How does India navigate this? The good news, I guess, is that our sources don't just point out problems. They do suggest some concrete actions.
Thankfully, yes. It's not an impossible situation. There are clear steps India can and probably should take.
Top of the list seems to be education, right? A massive investment in AI skills.
Absolutely paramount.
Yeah.
And not just for coders or data scientists. It's about preparing everyone across all sectors, factory workers, farmers, clinicians, for a world where AI is integrated, building adaptability.
And crucially, addressing that dependence issue we just talked about, the sources strongly suggest India needs to build its own AI models.
Yes, focusing on indigenous development.
And this part is fascinating, building them in local languages. Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, all of them.
That detail is so important. Strategically, it's not just about making AI usable for more people.
What else?
It's about making the AI relevant, ensuring it understands Indian culture, local nuances, dialects, specific social contexts, things a global model might completely miss. It's about AI that actually resonates with and serves the majority.
That makes perfect sense. Creating AI for India, by India, and alongside that, supporting local startups and research labs, creating that whole ecosystem for innovation.
Exactly. Fostering homegrown talent in companies, driving that multiplier effect we discussed earlier, but with Indian innovation at the core, becoming a creator nation in AI.
And the final piece seems to be regulation, laws and policies.
Crucial. And it's not just about restricting AI. It's about creating guardrails, protecting jobs where possible, ensuring data privacy, setting ethical standards for how AI is used.
So providing clarity and building trust.
Precisely. You need clear frameworks for responsible development and deployment so people feel safe and the benefits are shared. And if you look at all these steps together, education, local models, supporting startups, smart regulation benefits, it forms a coherent national strategy. It's not just about fixing individual problems. It's about consciously building a uniquely Indian AI ecosystem, one that serves its diverse population's specific needs.
Empowering from the ground up.
Yes, and ensuring the huge benefits of AI lead to equitable growth, not just growth for a few. It's about making sure this powerful technology serves India's national aspirations, rather than becoming something that disrupts them.
Which really brings us full circle back to that core question. For India, AI is this pivotal moment. Huge promise, huge risk.
A true double-edged sword.
And the sources really paint two possible futures, don't they? One path is wise, proactive adoption. AI empowering everyone, students, farmers, doctors, businesses, driving growth, especially in underserved communities.
That's the optimistic path.
The other path, ignoring the risks, which could mean widening inequality, serious job losses, and becoming reliant on tech developed elsewhere, maybe not always in India's best interest.
A much bleaker outcome.
And the key takeaway, really, is that the technology itself, the AI, isn't inherently good or bad. It's neutral.
It's a tool.
Exactly. It all comes down to the choices India makes. The policies, the investments, the ethical frameworks. How India chooses to wield this tool will shape its future. It really underscores human agency, even if it's rapid tech change.
And maybe that's the final thought to leave with you, the listener. Think about how these national-level choices about technology, especially in a place as vast and complex as India, echo through society. These aren't just technical decisions. They shape economies, cultures, individual lives for years, maybe generations.
How does that mirror the choices facing other nations? Or even communities, companies, individuals, really. As AI becomes more embedded in all our lives, the question isn't just if we adopt AI, but how do we shape it? How do we make sure it aligns with our values, our goals? What does that look like for you, in your world, as this technology continues to